So the next article I read was the Phillips, and so I quite liked it. I liked it from the front, just on the title, a guide for the perplexed. Because after reading the Talbert, like I said, I felt like I didn't know how to read. So I really liked it, kind of just the way it was written and the readability. And, I think this class is teaching us to read articles, not just on their face. So I'm fidgeting. So I liked the Bible or Babel, or Bible and Babel comparison. Just was raised Catholic, so it took me right back to Sunday school, but a little different. So I liked it. I liked the way it started. I felt in part one here, and sorry for this one, I just pulled the article myself. I do have some notes here on the screen too. Thought he started a lot of absolutes, not exclusively from his own thoughts, but from others. And I don't know. I don't think we can speak in absolutes, or maybe we can. Maybe that's why we had to read this article. But it just seemed a little odd. He also had the world's longest run-on sentence. He should go down in the history books in the third paragraph on page 16, talking about the differences. Y'all, as I was reading, I started to write it into my notes. I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. It's so long. Absolutely not. And I don't know. I read on paper, so I wasn't gonna copy and paste it. But I liked it. I liked the way he was laying out those differences. It just was, holy cow, that's a big sentence. So as a visual person, and I talk about this when, or I'll get to this when I talk about Creswell in a little bit. I appreciate that he tried to create a scale, but I think he actually could have created an image. Dr. McNaughton has talked to us about creating images if they make sense, and this felt like it was a prime opportunity to create an image. And my very visual self would have appreciated it. Again, not that he asked. So, how I kind of split out what he said, the left hand, skeptical if not negative view of the validity of social science inquiry and empirical education research, especially insofar as this research takes inspiration from the model that supposedly can be found in the natural sciences. On the right hand of the scale, rigorous research is possible to perform in a scientific manner. And then in the middle, research is seen as a fallible, enterprise that attempts to construct viable warrants or chains of argument that draw upon diverse bodies of evidence and that support any assertion being made. So it talks a little bit about strongly resisting the right, which I like. I think especially in the research we're doing, because I don't think everything we do can be done scientifically. I don't know, I feel like I sit as the resident practitioner voice in the room. But I don't think it can. I don't think every student can be studied in a scientific way. But that doesn't mean it's not worth doing. And the way this is written in my notes, y'all, is like a quadruple negative, so Dr. McNaughton can chew on that. In a nice way, that sounded like a challenge. It's just hard to read. But I think, when we look at policies that are solely rooted in test scores or performance, and don't take in the rest of who a student is, we know test scores aren't the only means of gauging effective teaching and learning, yet policymakers are often relying on them. And actually, when I wrote that note in my notes, I was thinking of No Child Left Behind, and then we read the Fur Town and Shalvison, so I'll wait till we get to that one. But all in all, I liked this. I thought it was pretty readable. I just think he could have made a visual. He painted a nice picture, but I'm a child. Draw me a picture.